In this video we're going to see how to fill up standard change request. Just to remind you, the standard change request does not need to be approved by management as a predefined change. And it's quite easy to fill up this form. So we're looking at the standard change request for before install. The first thing you will have to fill up is the asset ID, which will you get from the configuration management database, which is NOAA. Now, next field is client, and we will take an example and fill up with TDCH. So we'll fill TDCH. Now the requester, here we fill up the requester name. It could be before install technician, or it could be a client. I'll just take a quick survey level and I will put Martin's name. Put Martin's email here. Now we move to a type. Type is a mandatory field, and you will have to choose the type for the change request. If you look at the options for standard change request, you have software change, hardware change, and other. In our case, we will go for hardware change. Now the priority does not necessarily have to be filled up, but we will make sure that we take every single option. And for standard change request, there's only one option that you can take is routine, because standard change is routine change, so we choose routine. Now we move to date. We put today's date, which is 5th of 11, 12. Now the request number. Here you enter the request number, which will then be used to search between different change requests. Now I will just take at the top of my head, this kind of number. The phone number. The phone number is for the person who is responsible for this change, who either filled up change or who is implementing. Basically, the person who will answer a question in case question we need to ask after the change has been implemented. Now, probably I'll put just a random number here. The reason, if you look at the options, you will be presented with the reason for the standard change request, and it's a performance, upgrade, failure, decommission, deployment, and other. Now, in the change request I would like to show you, it would be failure, because we will change a failed disk. Now, the next field is required by. This is not a requirement to fill it up, but if client requests a change and expect it to be done by some certain date, we will have to fill this field up. So we will put, for example, tomorrow's date. Now next we look at the description. Here you put a description of the change, and in my case I have already text here, so I'll just, and we'll quickly read it. Failed RAID disk replacement. RAID disk has failed according to monitoring system. IBM support has been contacted and informed. IBM case reference number is technician name Craig David, and this is his mobile phone number. So you can contact him and ask him how it's going, basically get an update on the process of resolution. Also in the description, it is very vital to give as much information as possible, so that there will be no misunderstanding and no confusion when reading this change request. When reading this request. Now, next field is risk. We have three options here: low, average, and high. In our case, the risk is very low, and we move to a reason. For this particular case, we take this reason. RAID disk has failed according to monitoring system, and this is the reason for the change. Now, the next field is impact on the business, and because failed RAID disk did not really put any system down and does not have any effect really on the systems on our business, we put low impact. And full-back plan would be, in our case, the most recent backup. Now, standard change request will not have to be approved. These are predefined, pre-approved cases. So if requirement states that only a product owner or manager has to approve change request, then you will just say change approve, put the name of the person who is about to approve, signature here, or you just enter a name, for example Jimmy, and you put the date, which will be probably today or tomorrow, whatever. Here also, there you go. You see filled up standard change request. Now, for your convenience, right at the bottom you have an explanation, basically, what is low, what is average, what is high, and how to differentiate between them. Okay, thank you for listening.